1978, Milton Bradley presents Simon, a computer-controlled game. That's all you need. Think fast, Simon says. Repeat my flashing lights and sounds. 5 ways to play for fast and furious play action. See back. Ages 7 to adult, 1 or more players. Batteries required. Not included. Oh, of course, why would they be ever included, you sons of bitches? Is there anybody out there that does not remember this game? Even if you've never played it, I swear, it's in everything. If you like computer games, okay, there has been some computer game you have played which directly rips off Simon. Of course, Simon is probably a ripoff of, the kids' game, Simon says, do this, do that, whatever, repeat. I have just fantastic memories with this game, and with this very, very same game. I raided my grandmother. I asked her nicely if I could borrow it, just for the time being, so I could make this video. Simon, this is the exact same one I played. She still has it in the original box, which is in okay condition for 1978. We're going to take you in for a little zoom as I check the back and check the sides of it. We're going to start with the side. Really no different from the front, really. Just, program Simon, follow the signal. Simon calls your bluff. Buzz. And that is the same on every single side of it. Let's look at the back. Oh my god. Okay, this part... I'm sorry, everybody. I have to go to the Amiga.
My name is Simon. I am a computer with a remarkable memory. I challenge you to repeat my ever-increasing sequences of flashing lights and electronic sounds. I have thousands of random sequences to test your powers of concentration in 3 fascinating games and 4 varying skill levels. Play solo or in groups and so on. There are 5 fun-filled ways to play for 1 or more challengers.
Game 1, Simon says, for 1 or more players, repeat an ever-increasing sequence of flashing lights and sounds on all 4 skill levels. Compete against Simon yourself. For multiple play, 2 or more players team up against Simon or compete against each other. All in the same game. I don't know. How exactly does that work? Game 2, player says, for 1 or more players. Play by yourself, create your own sequences of flashing lights and sounds, select your own signals, make the sequences as easy or difficult as you wish. For multiple play, 2 or more players take turns repeating their opponent's sequences, always adding 1 more signal with each turn. Game 3, choose your color for 2, 3, or 4 players. A color elimination game for 2, 3, or 4 players. Players are responsible for pressing assigned color lenses at certain times to repeat the sequence correctly. 1 9-volt transistor battery and 2 D-sized batteries required. We recommend alkaline or heavy data batteries for best performance. For more electronic fun, now these things I have never seen in my life. Microvision for big entertainment. Programmable electronic game system includes handheld console and one fast action blockbuster game cartridge. A variety of interchangeable cartridges are available. So this is like a little handheld Game Boy from back in the 70s. Super Simon for super fun. This is another one I never ever remember seeing, but it actually looks kind of cool. Sophisticated electronic game challenges you to repeat its tones and lights in 5 games, 3 speeds, 4 skill levels, and more than 20 ways to play. Solo, team, or head-to-head competition. This actually looks cool because it's 2 players. It's got 4 colors, 4 for each side. It's actually pretty damn cool. That is actually a pretty cool... I don't know, do they still make that? I'm pretty sure they still make Simon. I don't know about these Super Simons. Super Simon looks kind of cool, though. Alright, guys. Let's open the box. Okay, we got Simon. Important notice, everybody, all you Simon players. Before playing Electronic Simon, read the enclosed instructions carefully. Electronic Simon has been thoroughly tested before shipping. However, minor adjustments may be necessary due to rough handling and vibrations. Ew. Should you have any problems, please check the following. If the lights and or sound do not work, check D-cell batteries are correct positioning. D-cell batteries weak. D-cell battery is not making proper connection. 9 volt. Okay, yeah. Batteries. Number 2, if a lens fails to light, check loose or burnt out bulb. When it's brand new, fuck you. Replacement bulb inside. If lights flash erratically or sounds become garbled, check 9 volt battery. Needs to be replaced. If lights dim or sound quiets down, D-cell battery. So the timing of the lights and the clarity of the speaker are controlled by the 9 volt, and it looks like the D-cell controls the overall light and the overall speaker volume. It's weird how they work in combination like that. Note, even new batteries may be defective for a week. Please make sure the new batteries are fresh and strong. Oh, it's everything but us. Please, God. Please, everybody. It's got to be something else. It's not us. You know, even though we said, you know, it could be, who knows what they could do in shipping and handling. Here is my baby. Simon, which I have shined up for you guys. Oh, it looks beautiful. And I have put those D batteries in. 2 D batteries. And 1 9 volts. In there, nice and fresh. But how about the inside of the box, guys? This is my little mini unboxing video. We got instructions. Looks like the instructions are falling apart a little. Got a personal thanks from Milton Bradley for trying this product. If you liked it or disliked it, will you please tell us about it? They want to know. Number 4850. Wow, it's the warranty card, guys. Not filled out. Yeah, nice. What's your age group? Your first electronic gamer toy? Back in the 70s, they had to ask you, is this your first electronic game? Have you heard of Super Simon? Save money with General Electric rechargeable batteries and we'll pay you $2 on a GE charger to get started. Wow, rechargeable batteries, guys. Warranty. Is this different? Is this different than the other one? No, it's the exact same one. They gave us 2 warranties. Never mind, they gave us 3 warranties. 3 warranties, guys. They want to make sure you fucking send in that warranty card.
Go ahead and start on game level 1, skill level 1, slide red on off, switch to on, slide the game selector, switch to 1, slide the blue skill level to 1, 2, 3, or 4, press the start button, Simon will give the first signal, repeat the signal by pressing the same lens, Simon will duplicate the first lens, and add 1. Repeat those signals by pressing the same lenses. Simon will duplicate these first 2 signals and add 1. Continue in this manner as long as you can repeat each sequence of signals correctly. Notice that after the 5th, 9th, and 13th signals in a sequence, Simon automatically increases the tempo. If you fail to repeat a sequence exactly, or if you take more than 5 seconds to repeat a signal, Simon responds with a raz sound. If you have lost, my friend, and this sequence of signals is over. To win, repeat the number of sequences for skill levels 1, 2, or 3, and Simon will salute you with 6 short signals from the last lens you played. For the tough skill level 4, repeat the 31 signal sequence, and Simon blows its mind, loses its memory, and gives itself the raz sound. Congratulations, you have beaten Simon. So you gotta beat it on skill level 4 in order to truly beat the game. Well, we're not gonna do that. Just to win it on skill level 1 required me to shut my mouth up and do a voiceover as I am right now. Now I am on skill level 2. I have beaten skill level 2 before, but I don't think I've ever managed to get too far in skill level 3 or 4. But I will not even beat skill level 2 here. No, there's too much pressure. Too much pressure on me, I'm so afraid. Has anybody noticed that the damn thing, like, it never, like, the OCD inside of me, like, hates that this fucking thing never does all colors. It just never seems to do all of the colors. If it does all of the colors, it does it at the very end. It puts in the last color. Right now it's just doing freaking green, yellow, and blue. No fucking red. There will be no red in this sequence, and that pisses me off. Like I can't stand that the thing is not having all the colors represented. I wanna press all the buttons. I wanna see all the colors every damn time. This thing pisses me off when it doesn't do that. But I think I'm gonna fail about right here. Oh yeah, fail!
Woo!
Alright guys, I think we've had enough of the Game 1 mode. Now the rest of the games, there are Game 2 and Game 3. But it's been so long since I bothered with them. We will have to consult the directions. Which is where I'm sure this video will go beyond any other video you will ever see, where they will probably only be playing Game 1. Let's check out what the other ones are. For Game 1, actually, it says if you want to play with 2 players, it's a cheating 2-player system. Decide who goes first. Play proceeds as described above, except players take turns repeating Simon's signal. So, you know, the first time it says do, that means one player goes do, the next one do, you know, the second player goes. It's a fake 2-player system. I guess you have to get that other Super Simon thing I wanted you to get. Game 2 is player adds for 1 or more players. Simon says, in this game you decide what signals to play and in order in which you want to play them. Simon's only response is to give you the first signal. We go to Game 2, slide blue skill level to switch 4. It actually tells us to go to 4. And start. Simon will give you the first signal. This is the only signal Simon will give you. Will not repeat the signals you play. Repeat the signal Simon gives you and add 1 more. Don't wait for Simon to repeat your signals. Try to beat Simon by playing a sequence of 31 signals. If you succeed, Simon will salute you. Okay. So it gives us the first signal, then we go. So we add 1, and then we gotta go again. And then we just gotta keep going. So we gotta try to remember. Gotta try to remember our own thing, which we can't do. And that actually is a clever thing. Although it would be very easy to win that, though. If we wanted the 31, it just gives us blue, so we can just keep going. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. How did I get that wrong? How was that possible? It's a kind of cool game, though. Yeah, especially if you're playing, I guess, 2 players. You add the other player memorizes what you just did, and you add another one. That would actually be good. So we go yellow, red, and then the next guy goes yellow, red, red, and then you go yellow, red, red, green, yellow, red, red, green, blue. You know, that would actually be a good way to play the 2-player game. Alright, so how about Game 3, guys? Game 3 is choose your color for 2, 3, or 4 players. Object to repeat correctly the longest sequence of signals. On Game 3, slide blue skill level to 4. Each player chooses 1 color lens and will only use that color lens during the game. Yeah, so it has separate instructions for however many players you have. So say we had 4 players. Each player will only do 1 color, so I would probably be, you know, closer. We'd have people around in a little circle jerk. I'd be blue, somebody else next to me would be yellow, then red, and then directly in front of me they would be green. Press the red start button. Simon will give you the first signal. The player operating that color repeats the signal. Play continuous as described in Game 1, except that each of you pushes only your color in proper sequence. If you push your color out of sequence, or if you take more than 5 seconds to repeat a signal, Simon repeats with the raz sound and your color is eliminated from the game. Simon automatically begins a new game with only the remaining colors. Okay, I get it. So if we only have 3 players, what we do is we let that player out of the game. Not repeat it. So there is no red player. So he just goes to the next one. So if it's only 2 players, we start it again. We let red go. Red will lose. Out of the game. We have to let. Okay, so blue is well. That sucks though. What if I want to be blue, you asshole?
Anyway, so now it's 2 players. We gotta change it up. So I'd be yellow. So I repeat the yellows only. Anytime it repeats it, I do it. Except, what about green? You gonna put green in this fucking thing? Finally! Finally they put green in. You assholes. Actually, that would be hard for that guy, though, to remember. He's got to remember. He's got to remember where he comes in the sequence. You know? Of course, once I stop, you know, that would give him, oh, that's my cue. So that's a cool way to play 2 players, or 3 or 4. That's not bad, I like it. I think that's all for Simon, guys. Yeah, there's nothing else. It's still a very fun game, and you know, my memories of this are of my grandmother. You know, going to my grandmother's, who this is from her. I borrowed it from her. Going to her place. And these days, you don't play board games or, you know, stuff like this very often. This isn't a board game, but it's a computer game technically, and it was programmed in assembly language, I have learned. I'm pretty sure, you know, this is thought of, you know, more of a board game than a computer game, as much as they wanted to tout the computer-controlled aspect of it. You know, it's a device. Inside of it, you know, it doesn't matter what the hell it is. It's played like a board game in that you're physically manipulating the thing. So, you know, it is. It's a board game. It's not a computer-controlled game. It's a board game controlled by a computer. That is what Simon is, basically. So, you don't play board games much these days unless, you know, the lights go out. The power's out, you got nothing else to do. You put on the candles, you break out the old board games, and truth be told, even back then, you didn't really break out the board games that often. Exceptions were at a family, you know, type event. You know, usually you'd break out Monopoly or something, should all the family be together. But even back then, you didn't really play the board games unless the power was out. Exception. Simon notes the exception. Wait a minute. No, there's an exception to that rule. Except when you went over to grandmother's house. Why? Because, well, she didn't have the NES. You know, the computer. The computer games, you know, that was not part of the deal over there. So, my mom's mom, you know, she had all of the board games of all sorts. Life, you know, you name it. Card games, too. You know, Old Maid, Simon, you know, lots and lots of toys. You know, that was the one grandmother. So that's where we played the board games. And my dad's mom, she would have all sorts of the handhelds, I guess the Mattel or the Tiger handhelds, the baseballs, you know, all the handhelds. She would have those, which were very cool to play. So you go over there, and that's how you would entertain yourself, because you didn't have the NES there either. So until the Game Boy came along and changed that a little bit, even then, you know, you can only play the Game Boy for so long. Even these were always fun things to go to, and it's Simon. It's, you know, some people would call this a very simple game, but it's not actually a very simple game. Okay, you have to be extraordinarily smart to compete at even game 1 and skill level 2. Even, you know, you have to be. That is part of the IQ test. You know, to be able to remember patterns. That is how they, you know, gauge your intelligence a lot of the time, by repeating different patterns. That's a part of intelligence. But yeah, it may be a simple game in that respect, but it's not for the stupid. It's a smart game in the sense that, you know, you gotta have some, you know, know-how in order to be able to, you know, repeat that. Well, even if that's one of those skills, you know. Sometimes people can repeat patterns, sometimes they can't. But it's extraordinarily fun, you know, for a small amount of time. Overall fun game, and it's held up very well, and they still sell it, I guess. I believe they do. I think they just sell that clear version. Whatever. In some form or another, it's still around, and they sold this exact same look, you know, until the 90s. So I don't know, is this one actually from the 70s? Is this an original 1978 model? It says 1978 on it, but that is a copyright. So, you know, even in 1991, the copyright could still be 1978. So that doesn't actually tell you what the year it is. But based on this box, just the look of it, just, you know, how it's faded over the years, you know, everything inside of it says 78. I wouldn't be surprised if this was, you know, an original 78 model. The instructions do not say 78. Ha. Instructions say 1979. So, perhaps that dates it to 79? That might be possible, because the back of the box does note these newer games, Super Simon, and this Microvision portable Game Boy-like device. So in that sense, yeah, in order to have Super Simon, well, obviously Simon itself would have had to already become a success, and I believe it was an instant success. So by 1979, you know, Super Simon probably would have been out. Yeah, perhaps the instructions of everyone, you know, says 1979. I don't know. I don't know exactly how we date this. Whether this is from 1978, 79 is at least, I'd say at the most it's, you know, 79. But is it from 80? Is it from 81? I don't know. But it's from that era, most definitely, I'm sure of it. It's Simon from Milton Bradley. It's awesome. If you want to check out my unnecessary surgery video, which should be coming up very shortly, where I take it apart and have some fun, and I shine it up for you guys. It looks very nice. It looks brand new if you ask me, and that is because I've shined it up for you guys in that video. Hope you guys enjoyed this look at this very retro, awesome little game, Simon. And you can check out the retro goodness playlist too if you want. And there will be more gaming videos shortly as well. It's been a while since I've been here. Did you guys miss me? Yeah, that's what I thought. I'll see you guys around. I have somebody around this. What is your problem, bitch? So both of these, Game 2 and 3, the skill level has to be at 4, otherwise I don't even think it'll work at all. Let's just try Game 2 and we go to skill level 1. Kinda still works. Yeah, it still works. It still works. I don't know why it says skill level to 4.